Alright, welcome back to another turn of Operation Outer Space. We will be taking Japan number 9 for this one, July of 1940. Let's start with the tech rolls. We'll be rolling for LRA and large ship construction, both of which hit on an 8 or higher. 12 for LRA, finally. Up to stage 2, large ship construction misses. Okay, over to the purchases. We have 35 to spend. We are spending it all. We're buying a heavy tank, a seaplane, an airborne, an infantry, 4 militia, and a destroyer, and then this light carrier was free from going to war with the Americans. Okay, on to the combat movement phase. We have a decent amount to declare. We will start with one of the fighters from Siam is going to be mapping into P-50 to submerge that coastal submarine. We have one submarine in P-50 and then a submarine in P-61 moving up to P-50, and both of those are going to be raiding in place. Well, one is raiding in place, the other was moving up and raiding. Okay. Also from P-61, we have the Second Fleet, which consists of 2 battleships, a battlecruiser, and 2 naval transports. They're going to pick up 2 Marines and an infantry from Java, and then move northward into P-59. They're going to pick up the torpedo boat destroyer and, well, both torpedo boat destroyers, and then continue into P-50. Okay. Alright. From there, they will be picking up a light armor from Cochin China, and then 1 Marine, 1 infantry, and 1 light tank are going to be attacking Luzon, Visayas, and the other Marine is going to be attacking Mindanao. They will be joined with bombards from the Second Fleet. 1 battleship will bombard Mindanao, and then the battleship and battlecruiser will bombard Luzon, Visayas. From P-41, a tactical bomber is attacking Luzon and the Visayas. From Siam, we have a tactical bomber flying 1-2 into Mindanao. We have a fighter flying 1-2 into Sarawak from Siam. And they'll be joined by the infantry in Borneo. We have combats over here. We have the tactical bomber from the light carrier in P-60 is flying 1-2-3 into New Guinea, and the Marine is attacking over land. And then more combat moves over here. We have from P-50, we have a naval transport and a heavy cruiser, picking up 2 infantry from British Malaya, and then going into I-11. 1 infantry will take southern India, and the other will take Bengal. And the Bengali infantry will be joined by the guy from Burma as well. Okay, and then the tactical bomber from I-11 will be flying 1-2 into Benares, where they will be joined by the 18th Air from Siam and an airborne. The 18th Air at this point is just a tactical bomber and a strategic bomber. So it's 2 tacticals and an airborne in that fight. then the 18th will just return to Siam. I do believe that will be all of the declared combats. Everything else is happening in the non-combat movement phase. Up here we have one Marine from Hong Kong boarding the adjacent destroyer and moving 1-2 into P-43 and taking Guam. That's the other combat. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's go ahead and start rolling some out. We'll start with the fighter. Should be a fighter, not a seaplane. So this will be rolling at a 4 or less. That's a miss, but the submarine, coastal submarine, is submerged. Okay, we will roll for the submarines as well. We have 2 submarines raiding in P50 against the FEC line, both rolling at a +1 for the Japanese die net. No damage on the first sub, and 1 damage is the maximum for the second sub. And that will be taken from the FEC bank. There we go. Okay. Now on to more combats. We already have Southern India and Bengal 1. Let's go ahead and do Benares. We have no first strikes. On attack, we have an airborne first round at 3, and 2 tactical bombers at 7. That's a 9 and a miss, but the airborne did hit. And the Gurkhas fire back at 4. 1 hit on the Gurkha, or from the Gurkha. The airborne's dead, and 1 Gurkha is dead. Well, 33% chance. I'm not going to capture the territory anyway. I'm going to retreat from that. Alright. Move on to Sarawak, I suppose. We have a fighter at 4, an infantry at 1 in the mountains, and a defending militia at 2. Fighter hits, militia misses. Sarawak falls. Take one of these small ones. Okay. Next we'll roll for... Oh, I didn't set out the die for New Guinea. We'll roll New Guinea now. We have a Marine rolling at 1, a tactical bomber at 7, and a defending militia at 2. Militia misses, tactical bomber hits. New Guinea falls as well. Go ahead and land this before I forget it. That's going to land in just regular New Guinea. Dutch New Guinea. It attacked regular. Okay. Next we'll roll for Mindanao, which has infantry. No, that's a Marine at 1, tactical bomber at 7, and a defending militia at 2. All misses. Next round. All misses. Next round. There's a hit. Nothing on defense. So Mindanao falls as well. Oh no, do I have things copied? Am I duplicating? No, I think I'm just getting messy audio. Okay, and then Luzon and the Visayas should be our last combat here. We have round 1, 2 infantry class units rolling at 1. Both misses. A tactical bomber at 7 and a defending militia at 2. There's a hit and a miss. So battle's over. Oh, I didn't roll the bombards. Neither of the defenses hit anyway, so I'm gonna say I just don't care to roll them. Just let them go. I should have set the bombard die out as well. Just neglected that. Okay, so then I think all of the combat moves have been rolled out. Yeah. Alright, so let's go on to the end of the combat movement phase. From both territories in the Philippines. Oh. These are going to be landing in P-32, but they have a carrier's combat moving in here to catch them. We'll be putting in the fleet carrier from P-41 and also the light carrier from P-60. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna hang out up here too. Alright, we have some strategic naval movements from P-60. We have a naval transport picking up an infantry and moving from the minor port in Borneo, 1, 2, 3, into P-32, where the infantry will disembark into Formosa and the naval transport will go in port. And they'll be joined by the other naval transport left in P-59 from the dockyard in Java, 1, 2, 3. Can pass the submarine, it's submerged. And it will also be going in port. Okay, more non-combat movements. The heavy cruiser from P-59 is moving 1, 2, 3 into I-11. They're going to be joined by the heavy cruiser and submarine left in P-61, 1, 2, 3. And then the 2 coastal submarines in P-61 are moving west into I-13. The seaplane in P-59 is coming off patrol into Siam. I didn't land all the other aircraft. The mapping, well, both fighters, the mapping fighter and the fighter from Sarawak, are going back to the 18th. The strategic bomber from Benares is going to the 18th in Siam. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of my aircraft. Okay. These 2 aircraft will be flying onto the carrier of the 8th. Oh, a lot of heavy cruisers here. I'm a little worried about the British cruiser fleet. Wanted to protect that well. Okay. Now we can continue with non-combat movements. There aren't very many left. From Anam Tonkin, we have a motor infantry walking over into Burma. Driving, I guess. it will go into Siam. The 41st Army from Malaya is also walking up into Siam. Yeah. One infantry from British Malaya is passing the narrow crossing into Sumatra. A Marine from Java is also going to Sumatra, and a Marine from West Timor is going over to Java. Ba, ba, ba. We also have a movement up here. We've got an infantry walking up into western Manchuria from Rihi. Alright, I do believe with that everything is in place to collect our income and place our buys. So we'll start with our income, I suppose. We have a base of 38 now. That's all gone. And 8 wartime bonus, so 46. Alright, let's go ahead and place these. The heavy tank and seaplane will both be placed in Kyushu. The light carrier will be placed in port in Kyushu with the destroyer. We've got an airborne and an infantry trying to be placed in Siam, but I don't have a clear supply path. I will have to pass the FEC coastal submarine, which I think does not select its target. It just fires at both, and whichever gets gets lost. So we will be rolling at a 2 or less for an infantry and for the airborne. Both are misses, so both get built in Siam. Alright, there we go. And then we have 4 militia to place. We'll be placing 1 in British Malaya, 1 in Sumatra, 1 in Java, and the last one in Aden. And none of those require a supply path from home, so they don't deal with interdiction. Alright, everything should be there in place to pass things along, so we'll send things over to MadManDan for the next Commonwealth and French turns, and we'll see what happens over here. Best of luck on your next rolls.